What's up? What's up? I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Sorry that I'm just a little bit late. I'm playing around with this Bluetooth, just making sure that we don't have an echo, that we don't have any of these things. I am going to wait a second for John to pop on, and then we will add him to this group, add him to this live. So give us a second. I'm going to wait to see if I can see John pop on. John, if you are on, John, if you pop on, will you please either just request to be on or let me know that you're here so that I can add you. But can you guys hear me? I just want to know, can you guys hear me? Because I'm working with this thing in my ear. And I just want to make sure that the sound is good. I want to make sure that everything is good with you guys. So what's up, Brenda Whitehouse, Erica, everyone that's popping on. Hang on, I'm going to sneeze. I apologize. Oh my gosh. Excuse me. Bless me. Thank you. Can you guys hear me? Just making sure. Cynthia, I love you as well. Jason Cox. Can you guys hear me? Sweet. Marcy, thank you. Hey, John Melton, when you pop on, send me a message, brother. Anyway, I am so excited to have John on here. John is one that I've known about in the industry for a long time, and we've had so many conversations back and forth on private messenger, on messages and phone calls and conversations. And I'm excited for him to pop on. When he pops on, look at, we're already at 104. Bam, like 1 minute in. So we're going to see how big this gets. John, I may try to shoot you a message here in 2 seconds. John, pop on, brother. So when John pops on, we're going to get going because I know your time is valuable. It's during the middle of the day. John's time is valuable. He's busy, busy man. So John, if you pop on here, just make sure you, I wonder if I can invite him. Hang on, let me see. See, he's on my personal page, and so we're friends over there. We aren't really friends over here. John to the Melton, where are you? John, let me see. No. If anyone sees him, search. Oh. Sweet. John, I'm just trying to see. Okay, John, if you're on, grab him. Or if someone has, if someone knows how to tag him, if you could tag him in this. What's up, Tyreka? So my head is looking crazy today. So as we get going, I want to do a little personal introduction of John. Because if you guys don't know who John is, John, there he is. Hot diggity dang. We'll get him. John, I just added you. So as John's popping on here, I want to do a quick intro for him. John is somebody who has been around in the industry for quite a while. John, why is it not adding you, brother? John, I added you. Hang on, let me see. What's going on, yo? John Melton. Bring John Melton. Okay, John, I just sent you an invite. Should add you, brother. Connecting. Ah, there he is. Love it.
There we go, bro.
There we go. Right, it's about time. So
good to see you, man.
I know. Good to see you too. I always love your guys' backdrop. I'm like, I need to get that wall in my house. So I'm just gonna do.
We've had this for like probably like 2 or 3 years now. Every once in a while, I'll see somebody with the same. Around. I'm like, keep things simple. You know what I'm saying? We got the ring light here. We got the setup here. No need to mix things up. You know, we just keep it 100.
No, I love it. I love it. So, John, we'll get going because I know you're busy because I know I'm busy. So, quick intro for John. If you guys don't know about John, and I'll let him tell you a little bit more about his story and his background. But I am more than privileged to have John on here. John, to me, in this industry is a legend. But he is married to Nadia, and I always love it because, you know, you call her the Russian Hammer. And I love her because, like, in your post, like when you guys were in Europe or wherever, Rodeo Drive, And she's like, no, that's not what we're doing. No, that's not. I just love it because I love how you guys play off of each other. But you guys have 2 kids. You've been in this industry for a while. Why don't you just maybe give it a little bit of personal background and even in the industry, kind of your background and even how you got involved really fast?
Yeah, for sure. Well, first of all, appreciate the invitation. Excited to deliver some value today on your page. But yeah, I got involved in network marketing at 20 years old. Never heard of direct sales, MLM, Melaleuca, Amway, Herbalife, prepaid legal. I had never sold lotions, potions, pills, water filters, skincare, hair care, jewelry, knives, bowls, beads, pots, pans. I had never done anything like it.
Right.
But I was intrigued by the concept of residual income, and I went home and told my friends and my parents I was going to get rich, and they should do it too. And of course, they were all like, "That's a pyramid scheme. That's like Scamway." And I'm like, "What's Scamway?" But thank God I didn't listen to them. Number one,
right?
Thank God. I thank God every day I did not listen to OPO, other people's opinions. But it was tough for me in the beginning because I had no background in business. I had no credibility. I was 20 and plugging into mentorship, personal development, working on myself, going to seminars. I made a commitment 18 years ago. It'll be 18 years this month that I went to my very first network marketing meeting. But I made a commitment to myself that I would never miss an event. Within reason, of course, right? If like there's an event in Japan, I won't be at that event, but right. Within reason, I'm going to be at every event the company puts on, and I'm going to work on myself. I'm going to develop the skills because I never wanted to go to college to get a degree, to get a job. And, it wasn't cool to be an entrepreneur back then. Nobody was talking about entrepreneurship or being a business owner. When I went to school, it was just like, you go to school to get a degree so you can work for a company. And I was always like kind of depressed about that conversation because I didn't like school, wasn't a good student, and didn't really like working a job. So I was like, there's something wrong with me. And then, of course, you get into network marketing and you're like, oh, I found my people. Like, why don't they teach us this in school?
I know.
And it's been a roller coaster and a half the last 18 years. I mean, I've been in $2 million lawsuits. I've had companies get shut down by the FTC. I've made a lot of money and I've lost a lot of money, and I wouldn't change anything because this profession, this opportunity, direct sales, network marketing, I mean, it's literally life-changing. And I've met people over the years, and you know this too from being in the profession, 15 years or so. And you meet people that are like, it's not about the money. It is about the money. Obviously, you want to make money, but it's more than that. It's about impact. It's about a higher purpose. It's about helping people. It's about personal development. You become a better human in order to be successful in this profession. You become a leader, a person of influence. You start to believe you're worthy of success. You start to get around people that are positive thinkers. And it's just been life-changing over the last 18 years. And we've been full-time since 2008. Right. That was the first year I went full-time. I fired my boss. So it took me about 7 years to figure this thing out. But eventually we fired our boss. And by we, I mean my wife and I, right? Met my wife in this profession as well. My kids are now 15 and 10, which I can't believe. Crazy. But it's been a blessing, and just happy to be here, drop some value on everybody.
Nice. Awesome. I appreciate it. So here, I'm going to ask you one. Well, you already kind of answered it, but here's what I'm going to tease everybody with as we lead them into the ATM. Many people have heard me talk about the ATM method, that because people will say to me, how do you have 300 viewers? How do you get that? How do you get those people? How are you doing that? And a lot of them think, I mean, John, you kind of know, I've told you all like kind of who I am and where I sit, so a lot of people are like, it's your last name. It's because you're Trent's brother. And I look at it and I say, Trent's brother does nothing on social media for me. I can't just say, I'm Trent's brother. You know what I'm saying? I'm the owner's brother. Yeah. Come follow me. If I don't have value, if I don't do that, no one's going to come. But like I was saying to you a while ago, when I went through my divorce and I took over and I had to come back, I had told Amanda Ryan, it was funny, you saw me harassing Amanda about being on. But when I was working in Dallas, I would tell all of my people, and I told Amanda, go follow the Meltons. You have to follow this. If you want to win at social media, you have to follow their system. Working on the corporate side, I didn't have to do that because I wasn't trying to build a business personally. But then when I took over, I was like, now it's my time to really take in what I've said to everyone with the Meltons and with everybody else that we all know that we're in that leadership group with Rob. you know, Rob and
Right.
Justin and all of those guys, everything that you guys have said that you've preached, you know, there, I had to do it into my own self. And so people have heard me on my page because people are like, how do you get this many viewers? How do you do this? And I'm like, I live by the ATM method every single day. And people are like, what is that? And I'm like, Google the Meltons ATM method, follow them, do this. And so what I wanted to do, because everyone's like, so what's this ATM method? What's this ATM method? Do you really know? You know? And so I want to kind of bring you in. But my thing is, simple systems really win. You know, when you try to start complicating and adding all these things, and so that's really why I wanted you on here, like we kind of talked about earlier. But I want you to explain the ATM method. I want you just kind of, and even I've told you this before, but the Meltons are legit. They train, they have programs, they have systems, they charge because they're at that status and they're at that level. And so I've said to John, I'm okay if you promote it because my thing is, this is not here in Paparazzi. This is John Melton, who's in the industry as a leader and as a trainer. So I want you to do it, but also don't be afraid to say, well, if you want all the details, you got to go here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So years ago, we got burnt out. That's how things started to unfold because we were doing meetings every night, home parties, and we called them PBRs, private business receptions. So, you know, I'm doing 6:30 and 8:30 meetings literally every night. And dude, they weren't in my neighborhood, man. They were like 2 hours west, 3 hours north. It was, I always said that God wanted me to drive. I was like, this is like bad karma, or like I have to like deserve success. Like I got to be worthy, I guess, because I'm I'm in other people's homes and I'm on the road like every night. And it was 5 years of doing that, man. And it was exhausting. Plus Nadia was out doing meetings every night. And after years of doing that, I'm like, we don't have that many people making money. And yeah, we're making money.
Right.
But I could make a lot of money doing other things where I'd be home in a decent hour and put my kids to bed. And right now I'm not doing that. And I'm starting to feel like a bad father. I'm starting to feel resentful. I'm not enjoying my business anymore. And I'm like, this is not how it's supposed to be. So I'm like doing all this research. I'm following Gary Vaynerchuk and Marie Folio and Chalene Johnson and Ray Higdon and Mike Dillard. And who else was I following back then? All these like, you know, internet gurus, experts, people talking about building a brand, attraction marketing, leveraging social media and technology. And it wasn't that I wanted to build a business online. Honestly, man, it was that I didn't want to build a business offline. So it was just like, how can I build a business from home? I mean, I tried buying leads. You don't need a computer or an internet connection to call a lead, but that just sucked. I'm like, you know, hey, Taylor, this is John Melton. I'm calling you because you requested some information to work a business from home. How can I help you? And you're like, what's your name? Ron? Juan? Like, that just sucked. I want to talk to people that know who I am. At least they can see my profile. They can see what I look like. Like, I can see what they look like. I mean, hello.
Right.
You don't want to just sign up everybody. You do this long enough. How many of us, drop into the comments, let me know how many of you signed up somebody you regretted signing them up.
I just did a training on that, and I said you need to get selective because it's you deal with
Yes.
them, and you don't want to have those assholes all day long.
This, though, but I will say this: every dud knows a stud. But I'd rather recruit studs or recruit people that are hungry and coachable versus, you know, begging and convincing someone that doesn't really want to do it, or trying to get someone in my business that's shady or shisty. Like, I want good, wholesome humans.
Right.
I want people that care about their customers. They care about their team. They care about themselves. People that are willing to work on themselves. Anyway, so some of that you don't really know when you're first talking to someone, but be somewhat selective. If people are just like, hey, how can I make a lot of money? And I don't even care what we're selling. And they just seem scandalous. Don't sign them up. You will regret it. Number one. Number two, for me, the social media thing just made a lot of sense, specifically Facebook. Like, there was experts out there talking about blogging every day, YouTube, SEO, building an email list. And I'm like, I understand this stuff kind of, sort of, but my audience, my team, that is not simple and duplicatable. But I'm like, using Facebook to create curiosity, using Facebook to do videos, because think about it. If someone joins your business right now, where do they have most of their contacts? Is it LinkedIn? Maybe, but probably not.
Right.
Is it in their cell phone? They probably have a lot of people in their cell phone, but I bet you they have most of their people on Facebook, even more than Instagram. Now, of course, you'll get those anomalies where they're like, you know, really well connected on Instagram. Like, maybe they're really young. They have a big audience there. Maybe Snapchat's their thing. Maybe they do have a big YouTube channel. But I think we can all agree, and let us know in the comments, like, where are most of your contacts? The people you enroll in your business, where are most of their contacts? I bet you most people will say Facebook. Facebook's still by far the most dominant social media platform. And most people, even my mom as an example, she doesn't have Instagram. She's not on LinkedIn or Snapchat, but my mom, the retired 70-year-old, almost 70-year-old school teacher, she's got Facebook. So Facebook makes sense. Learn to create curiosity, learn to attract, learn how to market your products or opportunity through that platform. Start there. You can diversify later, but start with Facebook. And then it's all about connection. It's all about conversation around your products. And I know some of your people are like the best at selling, at promoting. I see a lot of them doing their live videos. Like I know you've been promoting our stuff for a while, so I see their stuff in my news feed. A lot of them are in our training groups and stuff. So I know that they have success. But ultimately, if you want to make a sale, you want to enroll a new partner, you need to have one-on-one conversation. And then my thing is, because you're talking to them online. Could you get on a phone call? Sure. Could you meet with them in person? If you choose to, great. But if you live in Maryland, where I live, and you get a contact that's in Canada or California or Florida or Maine, like I can't physically sit down with that person. Right? But I can add them and tag them in a group and send them a message. Hey, Taylor, I added you to a group so you can learn more about our product, so you can learn more about our business. I tagged you in the video. So for me, the ATM system, it kind of happened on accident because we wanted to build online and from home. And then working with some other leaders in the company we were a part of, we were all kind of figuring it out together, what that would look like, that ATM system. And it was kind of funny because I was kind of already doing it, but I never really scaled it. And once we started scaling it, it's not perfect. And it doesn't mean you get to avoid working. It doesn't mean you get to avoid rejection. You still have to do all those things. Go through I always say embrace the suck, right? You're still gonna have to go through the rejection and the fear, right? Most of us have an insecurity because we're afraid of what other people think. And we're afraid of being rejected. Look, nobody wants to get denied, even at my level and at your level, right? Like you have a business doing 20 million a month. You still don't like rejection, but it's just a natural part of the process and you don't care about it like you maybe did when you were brand new and you're talking to a best friend or a family member. But here's what I know. If I add them into a group and I tag them in a video or I tag them in a post I want them to see, if I get rejected, how much time did I really spend on that person?
Zero.
Like I didn't have to drive anywhere. I didn't have to sit down and find out their life story. I didn't have to do some long-winded presentation. I connected. I, had a little back and forth dialogue. I ATM, add tag message. And then if they like the information, great. I'll spend more time getting to know them. If they like what they see, I'll answer some questions. But it became so much more efficient and effective. And our business started doubling, tripling, quadrupling. We started making 6 figures a month. Our team started bringing in 10,000 new customers a month, doing millions of dollars in revenue all over the world. We have students and clients and all these different companies using this strategy. Again, you still got to master the follow-up. You still got to master the close. You still got to become a leader. You can't just half-ass this and become successful. But what I liked knowing, it wouldn't take as much of a sacrifice or a commitment. You wouldn't have to have a babysitter put your kids to bed every night because you're out doing parties. Like you could create financial freedom and time freedom. It might take you 7 years like it took me or longer, but at least you could do it from home. At least you could do it anywhere you have an internet connection. Like I was in Europe for a week. We took our kids to Paris and London for a week. And I was still able to respond to messages, put out some posts, help support my team. And it was kind of cool because, the time difference. So I'm up at 8 a.m., 9 a.m., checking my phone, doing a couple things while getting ready in the morning. And I'm responding to messages that are coming in from the night before, like in the middle of the night. Anyway, it was just like, I could knock out like an hour worth of messages and have everybody responded to from the night before while they're all sleeping. So that's nice. But I'm just telling you, this system has been the most duplicatable system I've ever seen. It ain't perfect. Nothing is. But if you're going to struggle, wouldn't it be better to struggle from home? Like I'll get people, and Taylor, do you have this happen to you too, where people are like, oh, I did a video and nobody watched it. Or I followed up with a bunch of people on Facebook and they didn't respond. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? I could drive 3 hours one way to go do a meeting in rush hour traffic and go to the meeting. Nobody shows up. And as I pull out of the driveway to go back home, 3-hour drive back home, or maybe 2 because now the traffic's gone, the person that hosted that meeting, they quit. They quit.
Right.
As soon as I pulled out of the driveway, they're like, I'm done. I'm not doing another one of those. That sucked. So I drove 3 hours. I didn't even get rejected. Nobody even showed up. I got completely blown off. So just understand, the beauty here is if you struggle from home. I mean, come on. Someone didn't respond to your post. Give me a break. Someone ignored your Facebook message. So much better than driving 3 hours one way to have nobody show up to a meeting. Trust me.
Oh, well, that even goes back to back when we first started Paparazzi and we were doing all these home part, there wasn't Facebook Live. There wasn't these things to be able to do. No one was selling on Facebook. We would drive. We had a trailer, a 14-foot trailer that we would fill with jewelry, go haul it, stuff would fall off, get broken, do all that stuff. We'd lug it into people's homes, set it all up, and they would have one person show up. And the person would walk through and be like, oh, yeah, it's not my thing, but I wanted to come for a cookie, And I look at it and I say, how many times did the gas, did the time, did all of that cost us so much more? And if I go live, I'm here at my house and nobody watches and nobody buys anything, it took me a half hour. It took me 30 minutes. I can say,
Right.
Screw it, I'm done.
Right.
I can say, I'm done. Nobody's here. Cool. I'm going to peace out. Shop the replay. See y'all later. Have a good night. And just end it right there.
Right.
And I'm home. I can just walk into my bed and go to bed. I'm not packing up at someone else's house. I'm not sitting here saying, well, that was a total waste of freaking time. And so I look at it and I say, that's what I love about the ATM method. The other thing is, people say to me, how do you actually put it into play? And this is me to you. I say, I do it every single day. I'm at Costco. I'm somewhere. Somebody sees my stuff. I'm at the rodeo. I'll have a bracelet on. Someone's like, dude, that's dope. I'm like, I sell it. It's $5. They're like, really? And I'm like, are you on Facebook? Let me add you right here. No business cards for me. Let me add you to my thing.
Nope.
Here, give me your phone. I'll show you who I am, blah, blah, blah. And then when I get home, I'll say, hey, I'm the crazy one that added you. I know you like the leather. Here's a few leather pieces, blah, blah, blah. But I'm going to go live and I'll tag you in that. Or here's some of the albums that I have. Here's some of the stuff that I have. Let me know if you're interested. That's how I do it. You know what I mean? But it's again, if they don't want it, no biggie, no biggie. But I do it every single day. And to me, that's what I love about your system is, again, like you said, you still deal with rejection. You still have people that tell you to screw off. But you have to open your mouth and you have to take that risk every day.
Right. And I think the beauty too is with this system is you can build a brand and learn to market online where you get to a point of, if you follow what we teach, right? Because we don't want you just to post about your product or company. We think that can backfire and you can end up in the NFL, no friends left, right? Because you become an infomercial. So you want to mix things up. You want to test out different conversations, put your personality out there, show your lifestyle, show behind the scenes, find ways to mix it up. Don't just post the same thing every day or the same content, or, you want to test out different conversations, but eventually you get to a point of where you have so many people that know you, follow you, trust you, that you never have to worry about running out of people. And that's the other thing about social media and about building a business online is that I was like, I'm sick of having to find people. Let me go 3-foot rule it. Let me go talk to anybody within 3 feet. You take a little mirror and you stick it under their nose, and if it fogs up, they're breathing. That means you should prospect them. It's so old school and cheesy. If I go to a restaurant, bro, I just want to go to the restaurant and eat some food with my family. I don't want to feel like I need to prospect this guy. Right. Now listen. Will I do it if I like them and they seem like an awesome, ambitious person? Sure. But I don't want to have to rely on, I need to go find people for my business or else I can't make money, or let me cold call business cards on bulletin boards, right? I want to know that there's a way to leverage social so that I never run out of people to talk to, that I'm never in a situation where I'm having to, again, find people. So we wanted to teach these strategies. We wanted to give them the scripts, the tools, the resources. In fact, we have a download. If you guys want to check out this website, I'm going to drop it also. It's
I can drop it too.
Yeah, it's actually easy. It's mylifestyleacademy.com/download. So I just dropped it in the comments. mylifestyleacademy.com/download. That is the most complete free resource we offer. It's funny. I can't see any of the comments on here, But when I look at my other phone, I can actually see the comments. It's kind of weird. This is another reason I have two phones. So when you make the big bucks, maybe you'll have, some people will ask me what's better, Note or iPhone. I say, I don't know. I got one of each. Which one do you like better? I'm like, I like them both. I mean, I will say I probably use the iPhone a little more, but I love both. Anyway, if you go to that download, mylifestyleacademy.com/download, not only will you see the most epic, ridiculous download free resource, there's also a special offer to get a deep discount on our ATM Business Academy. So if you wanted to take advantage of that, feel free. If not, just enjoy the free resource. But our whole thing is we wanted to elevate the profession so that more people could succeed. Obviously, we saw that there was a problem, a challenge in the profession where you have all these big companies, big top earners, big leaders. They all built their businesses in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, and I commend them. I mean, I think what some of these individuals have done is magnificent. I mean, it's mind-boggling, right? People built multi-million-dollar businesses, but they did it the old school way, and there wasn't enough people talking about the ridiculous sacrifice of doing the meetings and the parties and the sacrificing of weekends and buying inventory and, having a trunk of inventory or a garage of inventory. And just, I'm not trying to say those things didn't work, but I'm like, if you could avoid people having to do high risk or avoid them having to do high sacrifice where they're like literally out every night and weekend, and you could say, hey, you could still build the business of your dreams, but you could do it more strategically and do it from home, do it online, do it the right way online so your Facebook account doesn't get shut down or so you don't turn off your friends and family. There is a right way to do it, and we're a testament of that, not just within our own business, because we still have an active network marketing business too, of course. We've had the #1 team in our company 3 years in a row, but we have so many friends and students and clients literally all over the world that are using these practices. And by the way, not just mine. They're not just using what we teach. Obviously, a lot of them are adopting the ATM system, but I've got friends that do a totally different type of thing on social or online to build their businesses. The point is, more and more people are finding ways to attract leads, to build an audience, to show up with authenticity, to show up vulnerable, to show up as themselves. They don't have to put on a front and be someone they're not. Like, if you were to hang out with me, this is how I talk. This is how I am in real life. Like, you can be yourself and make money. And I'm nobody special, man. I dropped out of community college. I've just been doing this 17, 18 years. So it does take time. It is challenging. But, man, the fact that you can build a business, it's like Tony Robbins says, exchange your frustration with appreciation. Don't get frustrated by someone doing better than you. Don't get frustrated because somebody gets more, views on their videos or they get more sales than you, like they're making more money than you. At the end of the day, there's always someone doing better than you. But instead of getting frustrated, get fascinated and say, what can I learn from Taylor? What can I learn from John and Nadia? What can I learn from this successful person? Sure, maybe they have a bigger network than you. Maybe they had a better upbringing than you. Maybe they're older than you, so they know more people. Like, who cares? Like, isn't that the beauty of network marketing? That you could be from Yale or jail. You could be 18 or 88. You don't have to have experience or a certain degree. I dropped out of community college. I didn't have a fast start. I didn't have credibility, but over time I developed the skills. I developed my network. I built relationships. I built a brand starting in 2013. I did my very first online video, and over time we started to see success. And more importantly, we started to see people that were listening to us and applying what we were teaching have success. And that's what it's all about. And when you make it not about you, and you make it about your client, you make it about your team, it's gonna start to become a paradigm where you're gonna go, wow, you know what? It's about me helping and solving problems and being a person of value. And if I can help other people, eventually I'll help myself. Right? It's like the old Zig Ziglar quote: "Help enough people get what they want, you'll get everything you want." So I don't know if you wanted me to share anything else, but I'm telling you that download is epic, and you guys will get a ton out of that. And in addition to that, we do offer a deep discount on our ATM Business Academy for those of you that want to take action on that as well through that link.
No, so I appreciate it, because here's what I'm going to say with that. And it's funny because the picture I used in the little like promo spot was you with that shirt that says nobody cares, work harder, right? And I have that, and I wear it all the time, and I had to put it on for this because everyone knows that.
I should have worn mine.
I know, right? But I look at it and I say, here's the deal. And I'll ask you this here at the end of this question, or the end of the statement. But my thing is, what I love about this industry is, I think Rob said it a while ago, but he's like, it's the truest form of performance-based pay. Because if you don't work, if you don't do that, even while we've been on, I've seen people say, I wish I could get 400 viewers. I wish I could get 10. I wish I could get 20. And I look at it and I say, do you do what I do? Do you go live every single day for 4 hours? Do you spend the time to do this? Do you do the ATM method? Have you done these things so that people do it? Or do you go live once a week for 5 minutes and pop on and pop off and don't really do anything and don't provide any content that people want to come see? The other thing is, I have to say, I think attitude is everything. If you get on and you share all your just blah, 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 I hate live, oh my gosh, this happened today. People get tired of that because they have enough crap in their life, right? And so I look at it and I say, when you said it doesn't matter if you're 18 or 80, because nobody cares. You just have to work harder. You just have to be there. You have to open your mouth. You have to grind. And you guys are a total testament to that. But here's what I'm going to say. This is my question to you, is I always get these people say, well, you're lucky. You're lucky because you're at the top. So you just get it handed to you. And, like we've talked before about how I'm unbalanced. And there are people who are below me who outrank me. There are hundreds who outrank me. But I look at it and I say, in your experience in the industry, does it truly matter where you sit in the tree, or is it how hard you're willing to work?
So here's the thing. Of course it matters how hard you work, but what are you working on, right? Like it's not just doing the money-making activities or like some people just kind of go through the motions, right? They're just kind of winging it. There's no structure. They're treating it like a hobby, wanting $1 million business results. But in addition to that, dude, I know some people that did get lucky and they're super insecure. Why? Because they got in early, they got lucky, and if their business falls apart, they can't rebuild it because they don't know how they built it in the first place because they got freaking lucky the first time around, right? So being lucky and being on top of everyone, that doesn't always, like I know people that have a big power leg or they have a big team, but they're not making any money because they don't have the structure. They don't have the other components in the comp plan to get paid out the maximum amount of money. But again, that's the beauty. I've had people on my team make more money than me. And I was clapping, baby. I was their biggest cheerleader. I had the pom-poms, mentally pom-pomming them, right? Like whatever you call that. Right? The guy was like, man, go team, go, because I want them to out-earn me. I hope someone comes in and crushes my records and out-recruits me and out-produces me. But I also like the Will Smith quote. He says, I will die on a treadmill. Mm-hmm. And if you want to understand what that means you might be faster, smarter, better looking, more talented, more gifts. But if you and him get on a treadmill, he's like, I'm either going to beat you or I'm going to die trying because I will not stop running on that treadmill. He's like, I will just keep running until you give up or I will die trying. And I think when you have that mentality in anything, right? In anything, you're going to be successful. And if you go out there and complain like, oh, I'm broke, I'm not happy, I don't even like saying the word BROKE. Take that out. But if you speak about it, you bring about it, and giving life to a bad experience, to giving life or talking about your past or your upbringing, like there's tons of other people out there in the world that have had it worse off than you. They were born in a country that's worse than where you were born, or they had a worse upbringing. They had, they were born with no hands, no legs. I mean, it could always be worse. And I tell you what, anything's better than not being here at all, right? And you have to realize that, you might have some challenges and some adversity, but we all got that stuff. And that's why we say nobody cares, work harder, because, complaining about your circumstances or your situation, half the people don't care and the other half are glad it's happening to you, right? Like, so you don't want to go out there and talk about how hard it is and, the adversity, because the truth is we all got stuff. We all have adversity. Even if someone's making a lot of money, maybe they have health issues, right? Steve Jobs died of cancer, right? Like one of the most successful people in the modern era, one of the richest, most successful, died of cancer. And I guarantee if you were to ask him in those final days, like, would you rather be poor but healthy or rich and dying, I bet you'd probably say at that point, I'd rather be, poor and healthy, right? So just be grateful, have a grateful heart, have an attitude of gratitude. You kind of touched on that, and just realize that you're comparing your chapter 1, 2, 3, 4 to someone else's chapter 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 12, 15, 18. Say, I wish I had as many viewers as Taylor does. Well, first of all, he's been doing this a lot longer than you, right? He's shown up for a longer period of time. I don't get that many live viewers when I go live. So the truth is, we're all going to have someone. You can be a billionaire. There's someone that's worth $2 billion. I mean, there's always someone doing better than you. You got a 6-pack that someone else has got an 8-pack, right? Like, you got 3 great kids. Someone else has 6 great kids. Who cares? You just have to do you. Focus on your journey, your story. And by the way, you have a miracle in your mouth. There are people on their knees every night praying for an opportunity. You have that opportunity. But if you don't talk to them, number one, someone else will.
Right.
Someone's going to answer their prayers.
Right. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right. Number 2, you're assuming or prejudging, I don't know them that well. They already do well financially. They already love their job. We haven't talked in years. So what? So what? So what? So what? Talk to them anyway. The worst thing that happens is you talk to them and they say, not now, not yet. The key word, yet. You're not making the money you want yet. You're not financially independent yet. You're not able to fire your boss yet. You're not at the rank you want to be yet. That person that said no to you, it's not no forever, it's just not yet. Keep planting seeds, keep working on yourself, and believe me when I tell you, if you create results, people aren't really buying the jewelry or buying into the business, they're buying the result, right? Why do they buy jewelry? Because it makes them feel more confident, makes them feel prettier. Speak to that. Speak to what it is they're buying the jewelry for. Why are they joining the business? Because they want money? Money's just green paper. What is the money going to do for them? How is that additional income? Which, by the way, most people are just going to make additional income. Most people are not getting in to be millionaires and fire their boss and make 6 figures. They just want to supplement their income. So speak to that in the beginning. When that person says, hey, I just want to make an extra $500 a month. Speak to them about making an extra $500 a month. Help them map out a game plan. Show them how with 60 minutes a day, they could create an additional income stream. And look, watch what happens. They make $500 a month. They're like, dude, I can make 1,000. They make a comma check, right? They make a check with a comma. Now they're like, ooh, what if I could make like 2,000 or 5,000? And then one day they're literally a full-time network marketer. It took me 7 years. How long did it take you to go full-time?
Well, technically, because I worked corporately for 5, 6 years, and then we did this, and then I went full time for a couple years, and then I went back to the corporate side. But it was like, bam! When we did it, we were hungry and we needed it to work, and we knew it was, and we grinded. We were like, we have to do this.
Right. It's funny. My first company, I went full time, but I wasn't really making money. I was spending more than I was making. But I was full time during the day, and then I'd wait tables on the weekends. Then that company went out of business. So then I went into mortgages, and then I started network marketing back up in 2006, and then in 2008. I replaced my 6-figure mortgage income with my network marketing income, and that's when I fired my boss. And it was funny because I remember they said, John, new law passed, you're going to have to get a mortgage license. So you have to like study and take a test. And I'm like, dude, I'm the #1 loan officer in this mortgage company, and I have to study and take a test to get a license to keep working where I've been working for 2 years? No, I'm not going to do that. Thanks, but no thanks. And that's why I tell people, you know what network marketing or direct sales really is? It is income insurance. It's income insurance, right? We all have health insurance, life insurance, or hopefully you do. I have a life insurance agency. If you need some life insurance, let me know. I'll refer you to a guy, right? But life insurance, health insurance, we have mortgage insurance, right? Mortgage protection or whatever you have car insurance. You have insurance on some of us have renter's insurance. We have insurance on all these things, but we don't have income insurance. If you can't work, or God forbid, something happens to your business, it goes out of business, or you get fired, or something happens, you want to have another income stream just in case. It just makes sense. So anyway, I could go on and on about this, but I hope you all got some value. Download the download that I gave you guys, 'cause I think it'll help you. And look, here's the thing. I love, Taylor, that you've created an ATM system. I love that you teach what we teach. I love that you're using social media. And I think this organization can continue to make a difference by using these strategies, because at the end of the day, more and more people are looking for that gig economy. They're looking to get involved in it. Look, how many people do you know that are driving Uber? How many people do you know that are trying to sell stuff on Amazon and eBay? They're trying to find ways to supplement or even replace their income. And this is a viable opportunity. And you guys have a great leader. And obviously he's out there leading by example. He's not just telling you, hey, you do this and you do that. He's showing you. He's leading by example. He's not a fan in the stands. He's not the manager. He's on the team. He's in the field, in the trenches with all of you. So I just want to recognize you, man, because I know you're doing what you're telling everybody else to do. It's not just you telling them from the top of the castle saying this is what you should do, even though I'm not doing it.
No, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Can I ask you one last question, and this is how we're going to end it? So, sure. John, if you were to look back at you as a 16-year-old, and I was to come to you and say, John, when you're in your 30s, this is the life you're going to have. This is what your life is going to be like. This is who you're going to be married to. This is your kids. This is your house. This is your car. This is where you're going to travel and take your kids on vacation. Would you have believed that this would be the life you had when you were 16 years old?
No way.
Isn't it crazy? It's crazy.
It's crazy, man. I mean, and that's what vision can do to you, right? Like, it can be a hindrance, or it can be the reason you accomplish what, like Michael Jordan didn't become Michael Jordan without the vision that he was better than everybody else, right? And it's scary to think how most of us use vision the wrong way, right? Like, and of course, again, if you don't know, you don't know. Until you heard this conversation, maybe you didn't know how important it is to control your thoughts and your beliefs. But back then, I didn't have a vision for my life at all. Like, I was actually quite depressed, which is why I probably did so much drinking and partying on the weekend with all my buddies, because that was the only thing we lived for, was the weekend. Like 16, 17, 18, 20. I mean, I had no vision at all for what I wanted to do when I grew up. And unfortunately, back then, there was no social media. There was nobody talking about entrepreneurship or, not having to graduate to be, like, you didn't have to graduate to be successful. You know when it was real eye-opening, man? It was when I got into the mortgage industry. And I'm doing an application, like I'm the mortgage banker, and I'm talking to a client or a potential client on the phone, and he's telling me that, he owns like a shop, like, they repair cars, like a repair shop. And I'm like, okay, how much is your income? He's like, $400,000 a year. And I'm like, dude, why wasn't I taught in school about credit, home ownership, entrepreneurship, business? Like, you could own a business and it makes $400,000 a year, and there's people going to school to get degrees to be a doctor to make half that. Are you kidding me? And go into all this debt, and you can own a freaking car repair shop and make $400,000 a year. And that's when it started to become very apparent. Like, there's so many ways to make money. You just got to find something that you're good at. It doesn't have to be something you're passionate about. Honestly, it might become a passion, but sometimes I get worried that people are chasing a passion that, like, you might be really passionate about your favorite baseball team. That's never going to pay your bills being a passionate fan, right? Like, you might be passionate about some things that don't really make money, but if you find something you're good at, like you have a talent for it, like it's something that's a gift, you have to use that gift. You have to use that talent and that ability. And it's funny, I used to have a deep fear of public speaking, which is probably why I would have never believed you if you would have told me at 16, you're going to own a business and speak all over the world and do all these videos and build this audience and train and coach. You're going to be a teacher. You're going to be a mentor. I've been like, who the hell's going to listen to me, dude? Like, I can't teach anybody. I can barely lead myself, let alone lead others. And I hate public speaking. At least that was my deep, deep fear back then. So I love that question. And I think most of us, we use vision all wrong, man. We think about all the fear and the, what if I fail? What if people see me for who I really am? What if I mess up? And what you don't realize is you actually learn more from failure. You learn more from messing things up. You learn more from rejection than you do from your successes. So anyway, I could go on and on about that. I know you're busy. I know I'm busy. But I just, appreciate you, man. And this is your audience. Like, you've stayed right around 400 this entire time. So I hope everybody got a lot of value from this. And I know that, obviously you've built an audience of people that really respect you and they love your stuff, man.
But I love you. I've always loved it. I've always preached to you guys because I believe in your system. So here's what I'm going to say as I end this. John, I appreciate you more than you even understand. It's helped my business. It's honestly, I was showing you numbers last night and doing stuff. But here's what I'm going to say. Follow that link. Follow them. Watch all of their stuff. Join one of their academies. You did the video challenge, which I was promoting, but it was during our convention, and everybody's like, I can't do it during convention. But follow them. Do some of their challenges, and I'm here to tell you it will change your business, but it will change your life, how you look at things and how you do things. So, John, I appreciate you. You know that more than you know. But everyone, have a great day. Make sure you grab this download, get it from them, and follow John and Nadia. They're amazing.
I appreciate it, man. Bye, everybody.
Good one. Okay.